I've heard it called Michigan's Green New Deal, the legislation that will call for utilities to, I guess, be more green, right? Renewable energy. Here to sort through all of that and what that means beyond windmills and solar panels, I think. Maybe that's it. Mike Alaimo, Michigan Chamber of Commerce. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning. How you doing today?
I think I'm going to be okay. Jumping right in, what are your members of the Michigan Chamber of Commerce overall? What are they thinking of this? I mean, because for many of them, probably it'll fall in their lap to have to make some sort of investment or adjustment.
Yeah, well, that's just right. The business industry, business and industry have been driving the clean energy transition from day one. And so we have lots of members that are supportive of moving to a more sustainable future and a decarbonized future. But certainly, if you go too far, too fast, that leads to serious concerns that we have, one, about the achievability of the goals set out in the bill, but two, about what their effect will be on jobs and the economy and just costs for everyday people. You know, even if it's a situation where you have businesses sharing the bulk of the burden of the cost increases for energy here, we all know that those are going to be passed through to customers. So whether folks are seeing an increase in their energy bill or seeing that increase through purchasing everyday goods and services, that's where we start to have concerns.
Mike, do you think the general public who are consumers, do you think they right away are quick to blame the businesses when costs go up? You know, I mean, essentially, if costs go up, businesses are in business to make money. Let's all be honest, right? I mean, that's why you go into business.
Sure.
And when your costs go up, that's just the way it works. Do you think the general public thinks about that much, or is it just that right away they got to blame the business as opposed to policies that make those things happen?
Well, right. I think that's why the Michigan Chamber of Commerce is here, is to help educate about how policies affect economic shifts and market drivers that then lead to added costs. So, yeah, I mean, I think to answer your question, there is sometimes a disconnect between where the blame is shifted to when it comes to, hey, the cost of my groceries just went up, or we're looking at winter coming here. It's going to start to get colder outside. We're going to need to turn on those heaters and those boilers, and hey, my bill, energy bill went up. So I think that's the challenge, is trying to get folks to understand, this is an artificial timeline the legislature is now putting in place to kind of put all of our eggs in one basket when it comes to the type of energy we can use in the state. And that kind of restriction will add to that increase in cost to do service every day.
And don't even get me started on electrical vehicles. We're talking about Senate Bill 271, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to require, basically, we're talking it's going to affect DTE and consumers. And the percentages go, I forget how the percentages are, but it goes up through, I think it's 2035 they have until they can meet all of the requirements of this bill. Mike, is this a done deal yet, or is there still negotiation on this?
Well, you're right to wonder what the current timeline is, because it's changed quite a bit. Right now we're at 60% of all renewable energy by 2035. And that is a seismic shift in the amount of renewable energy right now that we have. We're in the 11 to 15%, depending on how you're kind of viewing renewable energy in the state. And so we're talking about, building thousands of megawatts of renewable energy over a very short pace. But to answer your question, no, it's not a done deal. We're continuing to work with lawmakers to, again, understand our members' concerns and hopefully improve the bill as it moves over to the House. And then, if and when the House makes changes, it'll go back to the Senate for a final vote. So we have a couple bites of the apple, and we're going to be here all through the rest of this legislative season until it gets done.
All right. Michigan Chamber of Commerce. We're talking with Mike Alaimo, who, by the way, I'm toying with the policy where everyone who comes on the show has to be named Mike. I'm just saying. I like it. Mike Lorenz from Travel
It's a
Michigan
great name.
admitted. Hey, you know what though? When we talk about renewable energy, right away, the images of windmill farms and big, vast arrays of solar panels come to mind. I know that that's involved, but am I missing something? Is there something else? Is there water energy? Is there what else is there?
Yeah, so nuclear and biomass and landfill gas, now play a role in these bills. Originally, there were huge concerns with how all of those other types of energy production were framed and sometimes outright banned. We've made improvements on at least allowing the status quo to continue for some of these types of generation, but the future of them is very uncertain. Biomass is a great example where, Michigan has a $50+ billion forestry industry. And that, is all sorts of, paper products and all sorts of things. That last segment of the value chain, oftentimes it's these pellets that are left over. There's no usable value for them other than to use them for energy generation. It's a sustainable energy source. And in this bill, it basically says, well, what's built is okay. That's not illegal. But going forward, no more biomass. And we just don't think that we should hamstring our energy future and economy in that way. We should be allowed the flexibility to make decisions on what's best for the Michigan ratepayer.
Yeah, and you mentioned landfill gas. That's basically is methane gas, capturing the gas that comes naturally from rotting garbage and stuff. Yeah, I mean, you can burn that, and when you can burn something, that's energy, and you can make that a clean way to do that. And it's I don't know why everything isn't on the table. I'm a big fan. Just on a personal level, I am not a big fan of these big windmill farms. First of all, I don't think they're very profitable at all. And I haven't seen all the numbers, but it just doesn't seem like they're real efficient to me. How much carbon, quote, how much carbon and diesel fuel and stuff does it take to haul that stuff out there and build those and then to maintain them? I've heard that the generators from those don't last very long. I don't know what you know, but.
Well, what I know is that we need to have this diversified approach towards our energy future, and we need to have honest discussions about what decarbonization means and what sustainability really means. Because from our standpoint, if you have a system in place, a technology, and also let's keep in mind that technology is evolving and changing quickly. Renewable energy, for example, the cost has come down, the efficiency has gone up. That's going to continue. But we're also going to see new technologies come online. And so when we're putting when we're putting specific technologies that are allowed or not allowed into law, that makes it really difficult to have certainty going into the future and kind of know, okay, we're going to be able to turn the lights on when we need it, and we're going to be able to do so at an affordable rate. Those are the two key things here that we really need when it comes to energy policy. We need affordability and we need reliability.
Yeah, plain and simple. All right, Michigan Chamber of Commerce out there with Mike Alaimo. I hope I'm saying your last name right, Mike. It looks like I should be, right?
You are, yes, Alaimo. Thank you.
Yeah, no, I wanted to make sure. You want to get the guest name right. You're a good cat. Give us one last thing in about 30 seconds, what we should know about the Michigan Chamber of Commerce, what you're working on.
Yeah, the Michigan Chamber, in light of really just a dysfunctional process we've seen with this legislation, others, has launched the Great Lakes Growth Coalition. I would encourage everybody to go to that website. As a part of that website, we have a coalition on clean, affordable, reliable energy. That's a subset of that coalition. Go to the website. You can check it out and get more information there. We hope lawmakers continue to work with us as this bill moves forward.
All right, Mike. Appreciate your work, and thanks for being named Mike on my show. I appreciate that, too.
Thanks so much. Have a great day.
All right, buddy. See ya. Mike Alaimo, Michigan Chamber of Commerce.